Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking and subscribing the channel is free and easy, and it helps me out a lot. If you want to go a little farther with your support, I have Patreon and YouTube membership available, which includes access to the BoshNRoll Discord server, early access to things I'm working on, sideboard plans, cards I'm buying. You could have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use the YouTube membership option, you get sweet, unique YouTube badges and emotes for the channel. If you want to play what I'm playing, you can use the code BoshNRoll to support my channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com. And if you're playing on Magic Online, a cardhoarder.com loan account can let you play any deck anytime. If you want to wear your support, there is BoshNRoll merch available. All of these links are in the video description below. Thank you so much for watching. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome to another BoshNRoll video. Today I am playing an exciting port from old Return to Ravnica Standard. This is Kevin's Simic Evolve Stompy. This is a deck that subscriber Kevin played back in the day. What we're doing here is Cloudfin Raptor. This is a 1/1 with Evolve. Evolve is whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, if that creature has greater power or toughness than this creature, put a +1 counter on this creature. Pelt Collector has Pseudo Evolve. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield or dies, if that creature's power is greater than Pelt Collector's, put a +1 counter on Pelt Collector. So we have 8 1-drops with some version of Evolve. And then we have creatures that are bigger than those creatures, and creatures that don't care if they die. So Young Wolf and Voice of Resurgence tend to die and end up being bigger creatures, which means when you hit them with a Pongify or Rapid Hybridization, which are also pretty close to the same card, the difference is one of them, destroy target creature, it can't be regenerated, that creature's controller makes a 3/3 Frog Lizard. And the Pongify is the same card, except it makes a 3/3 ape instead. This is a quote-unquote removal spell, but also creates a 3/3. And if you don't care if your creatures are dying, it makes your own creatures pretty fun to target. So let's think of a curve of Cloudfin Raptor on turn 1, turn 2 Young Wolf, evolve Cloudfin Raptor. Pongify my own Young Wolf. I get a 2/2 and a 3/3, Raptor evolves twice, and in for 3 we go, and I have a 3/4, a 2/2, and a 3/3 in play. That's the sort of aggro start we're looking for, and that's what this deck is built around. There's a little bit of grind capability with Uro in the late game. Voice of Resurgence gives you a little protection against counterspell decks. Voice of Resurgence is a card that has seen Modern and Legacy play in the past, but has fallen off pretty hard in the last couple of years. But this is a pretty cool place for it. Sideboard is just full of powerful Legacy cards. Got Carpet of Flowers to make some mana. Hate Bears that I like in Collector Oof, Gaddock, and Lavinia. These are all to slow down those combo decks. 3 Flusterstorm, 2 Force of Vigor, and 4 Prismatic Ending if you need to remove things that aren't creatures. That's something I didn't even mention. This can also just be a removal spell. Like if you need to kill a Murktide Regent, you can turn it into an ape instead. And that's at least better to deal with than a Murktide Regent. So that's what's going on here. 4 Endurance in the main deck. That's a great Legacy card. We still got Brainstorm, Force of Will, Daze. There's a Legacy Tempo Shell. We're just doing something completely wild with it. Let's see if it works. I am on the play for game number 1. And while I don't have one of my 8 1-drops, I am still going to keep this hand. Young Wolf's pretty dope. And I can still Pongify it into 5 power, or I could just follow up with Voice of Resurgence. Let's do it. Gonna get Tropical Island. This hand can't really afford to play around Wasteland. The white is a pretty small splash. Like, it's just for Voice of Resurgence in the main deck and just for the removal in the sideboard. Unfortunately, Voice of Resurgence is a pretty important thing in this deck, or else you could just play blue-green. But this is a hand that asks me to have white mana. And we're playing against the combo deck. These Snow-Covered Islands, Preordain. I think this is Show and Tell. And they probably have Ice-Fang Waddle in their deck that I'm going to have to watch out for. Let's see if they care about Voice of Resurgence. They do. All right. Pitching Preordain. Young Wolf Beatdown. Let's go. Another Preordain. They had 3 of those. They bottomed, and missed a land drop. All right. Okay, yeah, it's monkey time. I guess I should probably Brainstorm first. But the attack's coming either way. I don't have haste creatures in this deck. I'm going to Brainstorm off of my Tundra, because, like I said, there's not a whole lot of white cards in the deck. I don't need 4 Pongifys. I kind of do want the extra land here. Being a land that can draw a new card. I wouldn't have kept just like a random land. A Ponder, you got it. They chose not to shuffle. They finally found that land they were looking for. Now it's time to cast Pongify. Turn my 1/1 into 5 power. Hell yeah. Look at this ape. It's so ready to party. I'm going to fetch Savannah here to round out my available mana. Does that make sense? Or do I just want... No, I'm just going in on Tropical Island. That's just the best one. There's 4 of those for a reason. I'm going to attack for 5. Play my Pelt Collector and hold up Endurance. There's Pelt Collector. If they show and tell me this turn, I probably just lose. But that's how combo decks work. Okay. Oh, is this Doomsday? Were you Doomsday all along? If so, this Endurance is pretty good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They are dead on board. They just don't know it yet. They're starting to look like Doomsday. Okay, definitely Doomsday. Oh, they can't pass the turn here. They do need to win now. And I hope that Endurance is good enough. If I knew they were Doomsday and not Show and Tell, I wouldn't have played Pelt Collector. I think I would have played around Days with my Endurance. But Doomsday, here we are. I can't get over how aggro this monkey is. It is just flying down the hill. The current builds of Doomsday with Consider tend to use Lion's Eye Diamond pretty aggressively, which makes you discard your hand. So if I can... This Endurance might be live to keep me around here. And the fact that they can't make a slow pile because they're going to take lethal damage on my turn means that they have to kind of lean in and not play around everything. Let's see what they got. There's the LED. We're live. Brainstorm. Crack LED in response. Alright, so they get 1 card here. Yeah, it looks like Endurance is going to be able to tuck them. Alright, they just conceded. Realized they couldn't win, I guess. Alright. Must have messed up their pile somehow. Oh, no, they don't know about anything. I could also just Pongify their hybridization because they can't get to 0 cards. I don't know, whatever. Endurance was going to beat them there. Alright, steady clock. Time for the Hate Bears, or the relevant Hate Bears, and Flusterstorms to come in. Collector Oof isn't, like, insane against Doomsday, but it's non-zero, and I would rather have it than, like, Uro in this matchup, almost certainly. Gaddock Teague turns off Force of Will and Deep Analysis, both of which could be cards in their deck, but it also turns off my Force of Wills. Maybe Gaddock Teague sucks in this deck. I didn't think about my own Force of Wills. What are the cuts? Uro. Can take a walk. Gotta cut 4 more things here. Voice of Resurgence is, like, fine. Endurance is actually great. That's, like, a real card against Doomsday. I feel like I want to cut some number of Pongifys, but if I do that, like, that's sort of the glue that holds the deck together. If I go too low on Pongifys, then I just have Young Wolf in my Legacy deck, which is kind of embarrassing. But I definitely don't want to draw 4 of them like I did last game. Okay, I'll leave 5 copies in the deck. I want all my 1-drops. I think it's starting to look like Voice of Resurgence is the worst card left in the deck. Or no, Young Wolf is definitely one of the worst cards left in the deck. Like, Voice of Resurgence could at least put some... Or do I want all the 1-drop pressure? And the 2-drops are just going to have to... Oh, okay. I'm bringing in different 2-drops. Like, I'm bringing in 3 2-drops, so cutting 2 2-drops makes sense to me here. Keep the 1-drops, because you do need to keep the pressure. I like this well enough. Gonna have to mulligan this hand. No mana. Gonna have to keep this hand. Looks real good to me. I'm gonna send... I don't need 2 evolved creatures, I don't think. Though the Pelt Collector can evolve the Cloudfin Raptor. But I'm gonna be leaving out Flusterstorm for most of this game. They're not really gonna have creatures. I think I would rather have... Though the Young Wolf... Oh, do you keep the Enabler, or do you keep 2... engines? Because, like, Wolf is the engine if I find... Like, the blue spells are non-negotiable, the lands are non-negotiable. It's just, do I think Pelt Collector or Cloudfin Raptor is better? Or are they both better than Young Wolf? I think I'm going to bottom Cloudfin Raptor because Pelt Collector has its own power and toughness, and Raptor needs help to get off the ground. And this deck isn't going to have creatures in it. I can just do what I want. Okay, an aggressive during my first upkeep Brainstorm. I don't understand why that play would ever get made. What the hell just happened? Yeah, that was really weird. I'm going to get on board with my Collector. I can start holding up Counter Magic next turn. If they kill me this turn, then good job. Thoughtseize, okay. I wasn't gonna fluster anything anyway. I could have flustered the Thoughtseize, I guess. But I have Brainstorm now that just gets to reset my hand post Thoughtseize. Now they have to use this Preordain to bottom the Brainstorm cards. Yeah, bottom the Preordain. Yeah, that was a weird use of cantrips. Excellent draw. Do I play the Wolf? Do I play the Tundra? I think I played Tundra and Wolf. Just get on board. They just Thoughtseized me. They don't know what's going on anymore. They think I'm out of counterspells. But pressure matters a lot. Like every point you do to Doomsday is like 1.5 points, because Doomsday is going to take half their life total when it resolves. Brainstorm, they had a fetch land this time. They're learning. The machines are learning. Oh, here's Force of Will. See what they got. Sucks to pitch my Brainstorm, but I'm not going to like Brainstorm for a worse blue card in case they have Daze. Yeah, they just pitched Daze to Force of Will, so rewarded for that. Gonna need to like top deck Endurance, I guess. This is a rough, slow start. 2 1/1s, pretty embarrassing. If my last card in hand was Hybridization though, and I can go 2/2, 3/3, 3/3, 3/6, 8, they're actually dead. Like this clock is significant if the deck does its thing. Okay, Doomsday's resolved. Let's see if they'll just concede again. Daze is not a bad Magic card. It's a spell that I can cast. I can redraw off one of these Waterlogged Groves and then also Daze while playing around Daze. And if I draw Flusterstorm, I get to do 2 things. Okay, there's the Consider. What happens if I Daze this? Nothing. There's Deep Analysis. There's Lion's Eye Diamond. Yeah, they even have extra mana here. Okay, let me draw a card, see what happens. Draw a card. Let's find Force of Will and kill them. Alright, Pelt Collector's not going to do it. Yeah, they even had the extra land because I gave them an extra turn. Okay. I guess I didn't give them an extra turn. They were just on the play. Do I win that game on the draw? That's pretty crazy if true. Okay. Hybridization. Do I want that? Do I want more of that? Like, drawing 1 seems to be pretty important, but drawing 2 seems to be pretty not important. Yadak Teague shutting off Deep Analysis is pretty sick, actually. But they can win under Teague and without worrying about Force of Will, which I think is just really shitty. And I wish I had thought of that before I put Yadak Teague in my deck. Yeah, I'm just going back in with the same deck. Sorry, Yadak. I'm on the play. I have a Flusterstorm. This green source being what it is real shitty. But Flusterstorm Daze is not bad. I'm actually going to keep this due to its defensive potential, even though it doesn't cast a spell until turn 3. I could just also run out Dryad Arbor and YOLO it for a turn. I think that's actually the play. Let's go. If they like writ Doomsday right now, that'll feel pretty bad. Yeah, but they were spending a turn Thoughtseizing. We're good. Made the correct play. Let's try another Flusterstorm, show Moose Boss. Another Daze doesn't really help me. Collector's in. I could have just not cast a spell and hardcast one of the Dazes. I don't think that's where I want to be, though. Preordain. Do I Daze this? I don't think so. Bottom their Preordains and missed a land drop again. Another Pelty Boy. An attack for 1. And commit a Young Wolf. Because Wolf is the thing I'm going to want to hit if I draw a Pongify. And the second Collector, it's hidden information. Like, they know I have Force and Flusterstorm in this deck. And I want them thinking that I've drawn it on every turn. They drew a land for turn. Played Brainstorm. Lotus Petal. Ponder. Okay, this is some pretty significant cantripping. I gotta draw a way to increase this clock or disrupt them more very quickly. Or I could draw the third wolf. They chose to shuffle their library off Ponder. All right, I'm putting in another Bell Collector and attacking for 2. Maybe the best thing I can do is put damage on the board. And the second collector, if I draw hybridization and can just go to town. Brainstorm. They have triple black, but they're not playing through days yet. All right, Ponder again. This is probably just going to shuffle away those Brainstorm cards. Yep, that shuffled. They're cracking under the pressure of my 1/1 beatdown. Come on now. That's enough of those. All right, let's do some combat math. If I attack for 3, puts them to 10, they can Doomsday to 1, like go to 5, and then I attack them for 4, and that's bad. Like now I'm starting to consider leaving up double days versus committing more to the board. If I just attack with my 4 creatures, they're at 9, and they Doomsday to 4, which is lethal. Or I could just leave up double days. They have a lot of mana. They've been playing this game for a long time. Right, I'm going to leave back Dryad Arbor. I feel like they've cantripped enough that I should leave up the 2 points of interaction that I have. Another Brainstorm. Fetch land. If they fetch Doomsday, they're dead on board. Okay. They didn't do that. Oh my god, a Brainstorm. I'm going to cast this card. This is what I've been waiting for my whole life. The Dark Ritualing in response. Probably hard casting Force of Will. Do I want to daze this? If I daze this, I can replay this land. And they think the daze is gone, and it's going to cost them their Lotus Petal. All of that sounds good to me. Okay, Brainstorm's countered. Replay Tundra. Attack for 3. And now that I'm not holding anything up anyway, here's Belt Collector. Oh, they conceded. Legacy Magic the Gathering 1/1 tribal. It goes undefeated. On to the next round, I guess. This deck, in its current iteration, has never been defeated by anyone. I am on the play again for the second round. I'm going to mulligan this no-lander. This hand has cards in it. I'm going to bottom 8. I'm going to keep it, cast Young Wolf off of Tropical Island. Yeah, because that lets me daze. I'm going to bottom one of the voices because I can't make white. A Tropical Island coming. This hand is so embarrassing. But I'm here for it. Be embarrassed, opponent, when you lose to it. If I draw a fetch land, curving this into Voice of Resurgence is pretty solid. Green Sun Zenith for 0. I'm going to daze now because I'm not really doing anything on turn 2 anyway. And if I don't daze the Dryad Arbor, daze just gets worse for the rest of the game. Oh, yeah. That's a wrap, as they say. Probably still should have played the Trop, but this deck likely has Wasteland in it. Like decks that go Savannah, Green Sun, Zenith tend to have Wasteland, unless it's like a Newton, like Abzan Elves concoction. But I'm going to bet on Maverick or Green-White Depths. This would be a great time to draw a hybridization. Elvish Visionary. Okay, maybe it is Elves. Cool. What Elves deck has 2 Savannahs, though? I feel like this is not Elves and I'm getting tricked. Like it's some sort of different green deck shit. Unblockable Young Wolf's getting in. If they block, it adds 3, or yeah, +3/+3 to my board. When they could just take 1 instead. So I'm looking for any land or a hybridization or something that can trigger these raptors. Like, there's not many dead draws left in the deck. Okay, Elves confirmed. They have the Glimpse Cradle turn 3. Oh, Birchler Ranger 2. Yeah, we're dead. Yeah, that Gaddock Teague should probably be Ethersworn Canonist. As far as playable hate bears go. That's a much better one. Ranger, yeah, they're just off. Off and running. Symbiote. Heritage D. I've seen enough. I can't beat, even if they whiff on their combo here, which is not particularly likely to happen, I am still just dead to their board of activate Shepherd next turn, and there's not really a thing my deck can do to come back from it. Okay, this is actually a tough matchup because Gaddock Teeg is mostly, I guess it's not really pointless. It stops Zenith and Natural Order, so it is coming in. Lavinia also stops Zenith and Natural Order most of the time. Oof Zarel, Carpet Zarel. Fluster has some text, but I probably don't want it. Prismatic Ending is something that I'm going to want here. I think Daze is just actively bad. On the play, it might be necessary, but I think Uro's pretty bad too. Like, this game's not going to come down to that. I'm going to cheese them through combat, or I'm not. But this is a deck that's pretty hard to cheese through combat. The Pongifys have flavor text in this matchup of destroy your opponent's creature. Like, a 3/3 is going to be bigger than anything they put into play, but at the same time, it's like, if I can take out Heritage Druid, that's a real thing that could interrupt their combo. All right, I'm going in like this. This matchup is horrendous, though. You'd have to dedicate your sideboard pretty hard to beating it, and I didn't do that. Okay, solid mana, a removal spell, a brainstorm, a counter spell. This is all good stuff. Tropical Island's going to cast Pelt Collector. Strictly speaking, I should probably have used Windswept Teeth to fetch this, because Misty can get my basics, and Windswept Teeth only gets one of them. However, I don't think it matters, because I'm just fetching dual lands. Like, I'm getting Trop Savannah with these two things anyway, so it doesn't really matter. They have their own Savannah. And they're ending my boy. I don't think this is the fight. Like, I do need to kill them eventually, but I have more creatures in my deck than counterspells. So I'm just gonna use them as such. Bet on Brainstorm. Found Young Wolf, hell yeah. I'm gonna cast Young Wolf off of Savannah here. There it is. Found another Brainstorm to keep the hits coming, as they say. Maybe this should have been Tundra, because now I can't Brainstorm into hybridization unless I find another land. That's a difficult creature to remove with Prismatic Ending. I can do it, it's just difficult to justify. Ooh, Rapto. I'm gonna Brainstorm and try to do two things. Really getting punished for not grabbing that Tundra. Flooded Strand can go back, and shuffling a Prismatic Ending hurts, but I think that just bashing with Endurance is going to do more for this game. I'm going to have to clock them. Force of Will doesn't have the blue density. Yeah, if I just get Tundra, this hand is so much better. Alright, you are retired. Prismatic Ending. You had your chance, my opponent didn't play any 1-drops. What do you want me to do about it? Though I think now that we're here, Tropical Island is better than Tundra. Yep, a Raptor. Again, there's no way they're going to block. Cool thing about evoking Endurance is it triggers Cloudfin Raptor, because a creature does actually come into play, and it'll trigger Pelt Collector twice because it comes into play and then dies. Let's hope Force of Will can bridge the gap into something relevant here. Heritage Druid. Not interested. Okay, there's the Cradle. Heritage Druid did not. Force of Will denied them at least 1 mana, probably more. Right, they have the Best Friend crew. We can float 2, pick up their Visionary, recast it. They should probably attack first, though. Attacking is not free, because if I do have a trick, then they don't have 2 mana to replay the thing. But I don't have a trick. Not going to work again, though, because I got Endurance creeping in. Okay. Best Friend's crew is assembled. Hell yeah, Young Wolf. God, Young Wolf sucks so hard. Getting in. They're going to block bounce, which does make them start their turn with less mana off Cradle. Not that I think that's extremely relevant. If they're in the slow grind, that just doesn't matter at all. Uh-oh. Now I'm in trouble. There's Visionaries back. Virtual Ranger. Cradle's good for 3 mana. Ranger's good for a 4th. They could Natural Order here. Or they could just keep playing their Visionary. They can play Visionary twice now. And have more mana. This is gross. Elves is so good. I love this deck. Visionary's back. They can float 1, pick up Visionary, untap Virtual Ranger, float another one, and play Visionary again. They've just drawn 4 cards this turn. No big deal. While adding to their board. Oh, they're getting in. Foolish, reckless behavior. Haha. Endure this. You cannot. Is endurancing anyone relevant? Sure, I'll endurance you. I don't think they used their graveyard. That was an ambitious attack into 3 open mana. They said in the chat, the combo. That's right. Better believe it. Yeah, 3 open mana in Legacy. I get that I'm playing a super weirdo deck, but like 3 open mana with 2 green. You gotta respect endurance there. Ooh, the voice. That also grows, my friend. Okay, I have suddenly pivoted into some relevant beatdowns. I think it's too late, but here we are. An attack with all my creatures. They'll probably block endurance, pick up their visionary, and take 3, and then just easily kill me next turn. I was right. That's exactly what happened. I'm like a fucking mind reader. Or I'm just able to see the obvious lines on a Magic battlefield. I'm not going to bluff Flusterstorm or Mindbreak Trap, whatever it is I was bluffing. I'm just going to F6. If I'm dead, I'm dead. There's Glimpse. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm dead. Ranger. I'd be a lot deader if they had 2 Wirewood Symbiotes, so I'll take that moral victory. Oh shit. I deserve that. Allosaurus Shepherd. It can already activate it, which is not lethal or particularly relevant. Attacking me is actually pretty bad, unless it's lethal, because Young Wolf and Voice Resurgence both make bigger creatures than they are when they die. They should pretty easily get up to Hoof here, though. Another Visionary. It's good for 2 cards. Zenith for 1. Okay. This Heritage Druid? Yep. Okay, I'm just going to concede. I can't beat this board. Like, I can't punch through it with damage, and it's lethal next turn with the Shep, and I'm drawing from Hellbent. I don't have a sweeper. GG's. On to the next round. We're about halfway through the video, so let me just remind you that if you like this deck and you want to try it out, you can use the code BoshNRoll to support the channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com, and you can play any deck anytime with cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. These links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the draw with Uro and Force of Will, but Pelt Collector in between. I am going to keep it, though it's not quite the explosion I'm looking for, but Uro coming in and dying both trigger Pelt Collector. So there might be something here. Polluted Delta. We're playing against Doomsday again, every single time. Preordain. Island Preordain off of Polluted Delta. It's always Doomsday. Though we are undefeated against Doomsday, so they should show me a little respect with my Pelt Collector. They bottomed both of those Preordain cards. Do another land. I'm gonna fetch because I want fewer lands in my deck, and I want to start fueling Uro. My opponent just asked if I'm filming or playing for fun. This play will answer their question. Do you think I put Pelt Collector in my deck for fun? Welcome to the channel, opponent. Okay, cool. This doesn't exclude Doomsday. Some builds do have Baleful Strix in them, but I'm glad that wasn't Dark Ritual Doomsday. How about a spell? Okay. That happened in the wrong order, but Uro gets to pop off next turn. Do Uro shit. I'm not gonna run my Pelt Collector into Baleful Strix. Pelt Collector gets trample eventually. Or I could just go wide around the Strix, but I'm not gonna offer them a tasty little 1-for-1. Or 2-for-1, because they've drawn a card already. Where's the Saga? Okay, not Doomsday. Aw, sick. We're doing this. Okay, I'm in. My sideboard does have Collector Oofs and Force of Vigors for this sort of thing. I'm gonna fetch now. Still don't want to draw lands. I'll get my basic forest just in case. Another Raptor. Oh, unfortunately I can't sneak that in before the Uro, but that does pitch to Force of Will, which I'll take. Oh yeah, make my monsters grow. Yeah, that looks good. Finally triggered some stuff off some stuff. I get another trigger on the way out with Uro. Throw my Pelt Collector. I will offer the trade with Cloudfin Raptor. Let's see if 1 damage is enough for them. It's not. Probably the right call. Saga can make 3/3s right now. I'm just passing the turn. I like it. I'm not going to crack this fetch land. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm just not even close. This deck sucks at feeling Uro. But I'm not going to crack this fetch in case I draw Brainstorm. There's Dryad Arbor. That's definitely what I meant when I said Brainstorm. I'm going to play Arbor as my land for turn and attack with my Cloudfin Raptor. I have Endurance that can jump in and grow. I can't play the second Raptor because I have this Force of Will. Yeah, there's a 3/3. It'll be a 5/5 next time it's relevant. I'm going to fetch in response in case they have ideas about getting Pithing Needle here. I'm sure they can do better than that, though. Mox Opal. Cool. I like that. That's aspirational. They're trying to go somewhere with this. Oh, fuck that. Yeah, I'm going to force the Tezzeret. They have 4 cards in hand and haven't really played super proactively, so yeah, I fully expected an answer there. If Tez just like 5/5 something, then I can't beat it. Oh god, Thought Monitor. 1, 2, 3, 4. No wonder they were excited to be on camera. This deck rules. Yep, Thought Monitor. Which makes the construct a 5/5. Okay, they're attacking. I like that. I like it a lot. And end step, Endurance is coming in. I'm going to hit them with Endurance. I don't know if they're going to use their graveyard, but I'd prefer not to deal with it. Endurance is protection against, or at least temporary protection against Painter Servant. Ah, sick. I can Pongify my Dryad Arbor, which grows my Raptor, and that puts cards in the graveyard for Uro. I guess I should do that pre-combat, because that'll grow Pelt Collector and the other guy. Make sure I still have blue, blue, green, green. I do. I could Pongify Baleful Strix. That's not good, though. Alright, Pongify Dryad Arbor. Make my monster grow. Uro. Green, green. Blue, blue. Let's see if the fun police are here with their Force of Will bullshit. Nope. Alright. We're growing again. This is delightful when it happens. I'm not going to play this land. I want to represent that I'm doing anything, which I'm not, but they don't need to know that. And I can attack Tezzeret with everything, which kills it, because I have trample on this creature. Yeah, alright, here they are. Yeah, I have a 4/4 with trample, which if they block it, I get to trample through. If they don't block it, it just deals 4. Could die to the combo right now. Pretty likely, in fact. They have 5 cards in hand. Thought Monitor. Okay. Might just get raced by this Titan as well. Construct. Boundary. Yeah, I can't beat that either. Don't even need the Painter. Oh, backup Tez. Didn't even care. Oh, I'm getting dumpstered. They plus Tez again. They found the Painter. Okay, confirmed. There it is. It looks like my Uro is going to turn sideways at least once, though. Yeah, now they just hold back with the squad. That's not a relevant spell. I guess I just turn the squad sideways, hope that Uro trigger finds something good. I don't even know what that is. But I'm going to attack my opponent's life points directly. It's too late to care about Tezzeret. Hybridization. Does that do anything that I need it to? Oh yeah, it kills Painter. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yep. They're going to lose all of their creatures here. That's not bad. Yeah, I'll trample over for 2. Uro died, so Pelt Collector gets bigger. We're actually not looking that bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will play this other land. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, escape is 5, so not quite there on the escape. Maybe I didn't need to play that land yet. My plan to rapidly hybridize this Painter Servant, I hope, is a good one. Though, they have 4 cards in hand. That's a lot. We painted everything red, so Hydroblast is there out here. They're grinding me. Grinding me? All right, it's hybrid time. Did we get there? Who's winning this game? Oh, Hydroblast. All right. I'm gonna check the deck list, make sure there's nothing that like shuffles in when it gets milled or any such nonsense. No. All right. I'm gonna concede so they don't see my whole deck list. Hybridization's relevant here though, beating up on Painter. I do like that. I'm terrified of the fair half of their deck, though. I'm not. We have a lot of game against the unfair side. Oof, oof, force, force, ending. Yeah, I probably just need like all of these. I'm just gonna try to be band control. Welcome to my life. Days is not great. Voice is okay, but like not that great. They were mostly tap out. They had like one Force of Will one time, but they cast that on their own turn anyway. So Voice of Resurgence, pretty medium. Lavinia is interesting. That turns off like Mox Opal forever, or like they can't cast Mox Opal, but they can still get it off of the other thing, the Saga. I think all of my voices have to come out here. Like Endurance has a lot of relevant text. It's just a big body. Ur is the only reason we were in that game at all. I want all of my Pongifys because they are removal spells. Maybe I don't need all 4 ending with the Oofs and forces. Yeah, this looks good. I'm in. There's a chance Collector Oof will just lock them completely out of the game, but mostly the plan is just create damage and get over the finish line before they can really recover. Ooh. I'm gonna keep this. Not exactly coming out blazing, but I do have 2 threats and, or well, 3 threats with Endurance. Relevant things to do with all of them. Brainstorm, always happy to see that one. I'm gonna lead on, I guess if I lead on Raptor, then Pelt Collector grows Raptor. Yeah, probably may sequence that a little. I was thinking Pelt Collector has power, so it would be better, but like the Raptor will have power if I play the Pelt Collector. Okay. Rhinestone is in play. Force of Vigor, that's a good one. I'm gonna brainstorm, see what it comes up with. Another collector. Oh wow. Do I want Raptor? Do I want land number 3? Or I have 3 lands. Okay, I'm gonna put back Raptor and Island. Fetch for Savannah. And have backup Pelto. And then I can Endurance next turn. I can Endurance now to make them both 3/3s, but that's not good. Now, like next turn I can put +5 power on the board with the Endurance plus the 2 triggers, and I'm holding up Force of Vigor while I do it. Oh, painting. Gross. Alright, I'm painted. Preordain. I think now's the chance. While they're tapped out a Hydroblast at least. Like they have to force to interact with this. Alright, cool. I'll take that. They bottomed both on that Grindstone. Or on that Preordain. Oof. Yeah. That's better. That's a lot better than Endurance. Triggers my guys, leaves room for Endurance to trigger my guys again, and shuts off a lot of their deck. They're at 12 with an Ancient Tomb as one of their 2 lands right now. No artifacts to 5/5 up with a Tezzeret, even if they have one. Strix is pretty good, though. Can't get activated, however. Force of Will. I'm gonna attack with my Pelt Collectors. See if they want to trade with one of them. They probably do. Oh, they didn't. Alright, I'll put damage on you then. Endurance. I'm going to target myself, get Force of Vigor back into the mix. Put them to 6. This has been a nice little damage curve. It's nice when the plan comes together. Might still just get comboed out and die. Okay. If I draw Uro, I can give my Pelt Collectors trample. Oh, that was a good draw. I'm getting very fortunate off the top here. Get rid of one of these jerks and then attack for lethal. Yes! We got a game. Collector Oof too good. Or Pelt Collector too good. Give credit where it's due. We pelted our opponent. Do I want Flusterstorm? I really don't think so. Like, we've seen Force of Will and Hydroblast, but in general, they're going to beat us with permanents. I actually think the Prismatic Ending is going to be really good. That was a tasty draw when we found it. I'm going to go -1 Rapid Hybridization just because there's so much removal in the deck, and I don't want to cut another threat because I do have to try to kill them. I'm not going to mulligan this hand. Force of Vigor, Endurance. Like, I have all my pitch game here. Waterlogged Grove is going to hurt over the course of the game, but Pal Collector's cool. Preordained. Oh, Artifact Land. Come on, oof. Get in my belly. Force of Vigor is also hungry for that. They topped their whole Preordain. Okay, cool. Now I'm not hurt to cast this. Uro is so good at pitching to Force of Will and Force of Vigor, as well as just being a dope card. Alright, so if I force right now, they won't be able to even float mana. This seems pretty fucked up and totally worth doing. Zap. Oh, those things are just in the graveyard. Wow. I hope I can capitalize on this. It'd be pretty embarrassing if I can't. Oh yeah. Drawing another white card in this hand. That's what I wanted to see. If I draw a land right now, I can Uro, and Pal Collector's a 3/3. Oh, Painter. Pal Collector's gonna have to be a 3/3. Oh god, Petal. Am I dying? No, but they are representing Hydroblast. Land. Force of Will is not the worst thing I could find, but it's also not good at all. The Painter named Red, which is not a color that I'm particularly good at using to my advantage. Because I can't pitch to Endurance and Force right now. I have to pick one or the other. There's Grindstone. I guess I'll try to force it. My options are force it or try to win with Endurance and answer Painter. Okay, they can't answer this turn. I'm gonna roll a dice here. If I draw a white source and I can just clip the Painter, that's really the dream. Do I want to activate Waterlogged Grove trying to find a white source? It costs me a raw land, which turns off the Endurance with Force backup line. I'm just gonna draw. Young Wolf. Yeah, that's definitely what I wanted. That actually is a green card. That's not bad. I'm gonna attack and see if they fall for it. Can't imagine they would block here. No universe. Okay. I can Endurance to protect myself, Force of Will to protect the Endurance, protecting myself, and I can try to find a white source to remove Painter. I think now I actually have to draw a card looking for the white source. They could grind me in response here. Okay. I am grinded. And then Endurance pitching Young Wolf. That will trigger Pal Collector twice. Let's hope they don't have 2 counter spells. Okay. Do I want Endurance to be in the grave? Yeah, I want yeah, okay. I want Endurance to die before it shuffles away, so it's in the pool of cards I can draw. It's basically like, do I want it to fuel Uro, or do I want it to be able to draw it again someday? Alright, I drew it again. Cool. White source. White source? Oh no, Collector Oof. That's so close. Well, we can play that same turn again, and I can try to find another land, any land at all. Collector Oof does the trick from here. But they need to come up with another mana. Alright, they had another mana to grind me again. They couldn't interact last turn, or at least chose not to. Do I think that... Alright, well, Grindstone resolves. That's going to happen. Do I think I need the Force of Will? Or not? Because Collector Oof, like if I can get away with pitching Uro and jamming Oof, then I think I win the game. But if I pitch Oof to Endurance... Oh, that actually... This is okay, no, this is already lethal. No, it's not, because this isn't Evolve. It's only power. I thought I could get Pal Collector up to 4/4, but I can't. Oh, this sucks. Okay, I'm gonna bet on green and pitch the Uro. Please don't have Force of Will. Okay, Endurance is in there. I do not want Endurance in the pool this time because I want to draw lands, and that's just one card that isn't a land. Come on, land. Oh, Cloudfin Raptor. No, no. It is a blue card, but yeah, the never getting white on the board here. If I could just remove Painter, this game ends. But that's not a thing I can do. And they're at 1 life. I couldn't get 1 extra point through. Yep, just hacking away at me here. Okay, this one's gonna do it. GG's. That was awesome. That was so close. Fucking prismatic ending. Yep, just mana problems there. Force of Vigor. That was a draw also. That wins the game. Okay, that was really close, all things considered. On to the next round. I'm on the draw in round number 4. I have creatures to start, but this hand doesn't really pop. I'm not sure how hard I should be mulling. I am going to keep this on the draw. I think I'd mull it on the play. All it's missing is 1 Pongify, though, and I placed 7 of them, so hopefully I can just draw one. My thoughts so far on the deck is it definitely wants some more white sources in it. Like, every fetch land can get white, and I haven't been wasted off white yet. Maybe I just need more raw sources of white in the deck. Another green Sun Zenith. Played against a lot of those this league. Makes his days in my hand look real bad. Oh, cool. I drew a Pongify. I am going to play around Wasteland in case this is a Maverick style deck. I can get my basic island, which casts Raptor, it casts Daze, and it lets me Wolf plus Hybridize next turn. God. Elves twice in a league. This is some shit, I gotta say. Yeah, all right. If this, I was about to say, if this is anything other than Allosaurus Shepherd, I'll Daze it. This represents so much mana between the untap, the bounce, and just keeping any material off the board. Like, Daze will never have a target again after right now. Please just pass the turn. No land. Ah, shit. At least that denied them a busted Cradle draw. Yeah, this Symbiote would have untapped and replayed Ranger once after Ranger already untapped and replayed something once. Game is still, regrettably, unwinnable. Yeah, having to Daze there sucks. Ooh, maybe... Oh, a line I didn't even consider at any point was hybridizing their Dryad Arbor. Like, if I could have even done it turn 1. Like, I'm not super excited about giving them a 3/3, but definitely could have just smashed. Like, here's an Ape Stone Rain. Or whatever the fuck this is. Frog Lizard Wizard. This one's not a wizard. Frog Lizard. I can pretend I can do anything, or I can play Voice of Resurgence. I'm going to cast that off of Tundra. I think this adds to the board in a way that is most interesting to me. Though maybe I really did need to hybridize. Like, I can still play Young Wolf and hybridize. Oh, I could hybridize that wolf. Okay. Yeah, maybe Voice just doesn't do anything that the deck needs. My opponent's clearly floundering a bit over there. Or they're trying to play around counter spells that I don't have. I did show them Daze, which is pretty exciting. Ooh. Okay. They know about the basic island in my hand. I think I want to play another Young Wolf and then just hold up 2 hybridizes. Attack with these jerks. No block. I think I want to hybridize this Young Wolf. That'll do an extra damage here. The Raptor's already bigger than the Young Wolf, so it's only getting 1 evolve no matter how I stack these. I can hybridize the Voice in their end step and get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a 6/6 plus another evolve trigger. But at this point, I feel like having a removal spell is probably better. That Glimpse is terrifying. Fetch. Hope they didn't find gas after giving me all this false hope. Metal Sentinel, you got it. The tokens made by the Pongifys are green. I don't think that being specifically green matters for anything in their deck. Like, Shepherd cares about green spells, and this isn't a spell. And Zenith gets green creatures, but this is already in play. Oh, Natural Order can sack it. Yeah, that is super relevant. Never mind. Ooh, that's ugly. I like it. That's not what you want to be doing on your glimpse turn. There's a lot of good things it could find, but it's still not the most exciting. Another symbiote. They get to draw a card here, and then they can... I think when they pick up their Nettle Sentinel to untap a Dryad Arbor, I'm supposed to hybridize the thing they try to untap. So if I just blast this right now, that will deny multiple card draws, because they can't replay the elf with that mana to get the second symbiote worth of value. So that denied 2 card draws. They still have their land drop though. Ah, shit. I denied nothing. That's not true. I still denied 2 free card draws. There's Sentinel back, 3 mana floating. Elvish Visionary. They do still have a symbiote available, so they can untap Dryad Arbor with the Visionary and draw 2 more cards this turn. So that is the end of the line, unless they sneak a Heritage Druid in here with their 5 cards in hand, or a Virtual Arranger. Okay, they didn't do that. I think they are out of tricks right now. They are passing with 7 cards in hand, though. Some amount of blocking is going to have to occur. So they have the block bounce now, and they have the 3/3. Yeah, giving them a 3/3 is kind of detrimental to my own plan, it turns out. Endurance. You don't trigger anything important. Waterlug Grove can be a redraw. So I can attack with... Young Wolf just dies, but that's fine. Yeah, I think the whole squad just turns sideways. Gotta shove for damage. They move their Frog Lizard from the 1/1 Wolf to the 2/2 Wolf, which is just a way better block for a variety of reasons. Absorbs more damage, takes 2 power off the board instead of adding 1 power to the board. They're at 3. And I am passing the turn. It is likely that elves with 9 cards in hand can win from this spot, though. If they don't, my Cloudfin Raptor is ready. Oh, Shepherd. They only have 1 elf in play, though, to attack with, so that's not lethal. Elvish Visionary, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're a mana short of Zenith for Hoof. They could obviously natural order. But they're not really a mana short because they have multiple symbiotes. They can Hoof here with basically any spell, or just cast Hoof itself. There it is. Can't even counter it. Is there anything I can do here? I'll pretend that there is. I'll draw a card. Alright, I'm dead. Ah, this matchup sucks. Sucks to play against such a... It's not Fringe, like Elves is a known deck, but it's not like a deck you can expect to see twice in a league. It's not Blue-Red Delver. And with my questionable sideboard here, bring in the endings. And I think I do need Teague. Voice of Resurgence, not great against the deck that doesn't play instants. Uro's kind of clunky. The raw power of Uro is good, but that's all it's doing. Lavinia could turn off Zenith or Natural Order. Yeah, I like Lavinia. Flying or sometimes Trample. Flying's definitely better than Trample. I'm going to cut a Pelt Collector. And this is going to be my sideboard for this matchup. Okay. Keep this. I can curve Raptor into Lavinia. Turn 2 Lavinia is early enough that it might actually do something. And I'm going to get a Tropical Island. They're not... Like, the way they're going to mess with my lands is choke, if they have anything at all. They don't need to play around Wasteland here. I'm probably not going to Daze a 1-drop, because I really want to get this Lavinia into play. Oh, Once Upon a Time for Forest. That's not very good. I guess, I don't know, maybe they kept a 1-lander, but that's not like the Allosaurus Shepherd or something that I would normally be scared of. They have their own Zenith. Okay. I'm not going to counter it. I want Lavinia in play. Land, Lavinia, white. Evolve my monster. Get in there. In for 1. We're getting the beats. I have Brainstorm fetch land next turn to fix my hand up. Try to get more explosive. Oh, see you later, Daze. No longer important to this story is Daze. They bounced the forest they already played to play Dryad Arbor, or to untap Arbor, so they have a 2-drop right now. Yep. Okay, that was kind of a mediocre turn for casting 3 spells. think playing fetch land and attacking is the play. I might be able to ambush them in combat with my endurance. And if they want to double block Lavinia, that's a trade I'll take. They only have 2 lands, so that's really good against endurance. But with only 2 lands and like Ranger doing stuff, that's gonna keep their spells pretty well gated under the Lavinia. Another Ranger, okay. Cradle, great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's enough to activate the Shep. Okay, they just picked up a land. Or no, they picked up an elf. Oh, okay. They're not activating Shep this turn. Cool. That's good for me. I was worried about them just 15ing me twice. They're continuing to cast creature spells, which is still good. Like, that's the thing about elves against a deck like this one. It's just you're not really good at stopping their combo, and they have a better board presence than you at basically all points. Hard cast Once Upon a Time because they had to. Another symbiote wrecked. Please just run your shit into my endurance. Yeah. No, they changed their mind. They put him in the red zone, then backed him off. All right. I will reward your patience. I am just going to get the endurance in. I need the damage. You were right. Congratulations. Evolve my raptor. I put some power on the board. I'm going to brainstorm looking for removal spells. Right, I found an ending. That's good. Daze is bad. I can't play endurance if I play ending anyway. I'm going to put endurance on top. And if I target Shepherd with ending, they'll just pick it up. This is a spot where Swords to Plowshares is a lot better. I think I'm just going to attack and see if they use their symbiotes to soak up damage. And then I can end the Shep. Oh no, they just don't care. Take it. That's smart. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's exactly my life total. Great. Still going to end the Shepherd. Try to set them back a little bit. Untapping their Arbor, picking it up. The Arbor doesn't matter. They're just saving the Shepherd, which matters a lot. Oh, they picked up another elf in the end step. Now they don't have lethal on the board. Yeah, they had 5, 10, 15, 16. Yeah, they could just Shepherd, activate, kill me, and decided not to do that. Okay. I'm dead to everything else they're going to do too. Don't worry. Visionary's back for another card. Cradle's good for 7. There's that symbiote we saw Once Upon a Time. Picked up their Visionary again. Yeah, they're just in like rise and grind mode. They can natural order now also. They do have 4 lands. So Dryad Arbor. I am ready to concede this game. They're digging in and trying to combo, or just figuring out that they can Shep next turn is good enough. I'm brainstorm locked right now. Even with the Waterlog Grove, I can make my hand into Endurance Daze. Then I have 3 dead cards against the Shepherd and not close to lethal. Wow, Elves is a tough matchup for this. Need some Canonists in the sideboard. I am on the draw in the final round, and I have the whole combo in my hand. I'm going to keep it. I wish I was on the play. This is the exploder right here. Opponent mulled to 6. Let's see, is it fucking Elves again? Oh, Cavern? On what? Elf? On Dwarf? Oh, even better. Okay, we're playing against this crazy Dwarf combo deck, which is somehow even worse than Elves. It's not worse. It's basically the same. I don't think I need to hold up hybridization this turn, but hybridizing their Magda when they try to go off is probably going to break up their stuff. Oh god. 1 less cast for each creature type among creatures you control. Oh wow. This just costs 2 if you have a changeling. That's how this works. Okay. Fucked up. Oh, I guess it's just a 3/3. Alright, sure. They get in for 1 with their other changeling. Alright, deck. The joke is over. I get it. I'm gonna draw all these lands. Evolve my monster. Attack. Make sure this doesn't have... Oh, it's a 3/3 double strike. That's a significant creature. Young Wolf is on the job. I did draft some Modern Horizons, but not enough to realize that 1-drop changeling into this just gives you a 2-mana 3/3 double strike. That's pretty sick. I'm a big fan. I have a Cavern on Insect. So is this Grist? What's happening to me here? I'm gonna block and grow my squad. This gives me +2/+2 on my board overall. I want to hybridize their important things anyway. Oh god. Virtual library for any number of dwarves, reveal them, put them on top. Okay. Go nuts. They have revealed these dwarves. 2 Magdas, Automaton, more changelings, Moth Dust Changeling. Okay, the Moth Dust Changeling. Trying to figure out how this combo works. Moth Dust Changeling lets you tap an untap creature at will. Magda makes treasures when you tap a creature. How do you get all these into play? To be determined, I guess. Alright, Brainstorm is a real card. I'll take it. Let's go. Okay. We found some action. I'm going to play Pelt Collector. And I attack with all my creatures. Yeah, I think so. I gotta put damage on the board. I can evoke Endurance to make Pelt Collector a 3/3 out of nowhere. That also grows the Raptor. There's Magda. And you can sack 5 treasures to get a dragon. Okay. I think they get Karthus, Tyrant of Jund. Oh, I'm supposed to kill that thing before combat. Fuck. Alright, yeah, I forgot these things just tap when you attack. That is how Magic the Gathering tends to work. Okay, so you've got a 3/2, a 4/3, and a 2/1. Alright. I'm going to evoke Endurance. And get myself a 3/3 to engage in combat with. Okay. I will target myself, put Brainstorm back in my deck. Why not? And the stack clears. I have a 3/3 that can block now. I'm going to block the creature that I can eat for free. Take a big crunch of damage, though. It is Grist. I was right. Oh, their whole deck is insects. That's so cool. That's what they were setting up for. All right, all right. This rules. Okay, I'm going to fetch for Tundra. I don't think I can possibly win at this point. I will have to attack with my Raptor. Oh, and Grist is just on 18 loyalty because the whole ability... Okay, yeah, I can't actually beat this. Oh, that was fucked. All right. I hadn't seen the Grist version of this. I've seen the version where you just go off with Moth Dust Changelings, make a bunch of treasures, and get Karthus, and that which untaps all your creatures because they're also dragons. Wow. All right. I am not well suited for this matchup either. Guess my removal spells come in. Collector Roof doesn't matter. Flusterstorm doesn't matter. None of this matters at all. Daze seems pretty bad. They're like a cavern deck. Mono cavern. That makes Force of Will bad too, right? Yeah, I'm just going to try to punch through, though I don't think I can possibly beat them. My deck, like this is just elves again. It's different. It's like a wild, crazy brew, but this is elves. It's a deck that fills the board with creatures and can attack and block with creatures, but also has a combo. And can't beat it. Like that just checkmates what I'm doing. Like the one thing I'm doing that's interesting, like we saw in the Doomsday matchup, is I am putting lots of shitty little creatures on the board that like one removal spell can't really break up what I'm doing, and I am applying consistent pressure with a little bit of disruption. And decks like elves and this dwarf combo deck just don't care about that at all. On the play, I'm going to keep this hand. I've got a collector and then a follow-up to it. It's not exciting. I'm just playing like a really good limited deck against this degenerate combo. Again. I did play against 5 combo decks this league, though. I'd like to point that out. Dwarves, Elves, Doomsday, and Painter. That was the league. And this deck is not set up to be combo. I was really looking forward to like rapid hybridizing a Murktide Regent and like putting Endurance in front of a Delver and like getting scrappy in combat with the Ragavan decks, but it is not meant to be. Gonna get a Tropical Island. I don't think this deck's gonna mess with my mana. Go collect some pelts. I can see how this would be a dope standard deck, and I can see why Kevin is into it. Like a lot of this engine, the Pelt Collector, Voice of Resurgence, Rapid Hybridization, Young Wolf, like these were all in standard together. God, they have the Changeling. Come on, Prismatic Ending. I can cast Voice of Resurgence, or I can try to Prismatic Ending this thing. I think I'm going to cast Voice and just hope I get a turn. Here it is, Voice of Resurgence, and begin my damage. They had the Cavern again, so I'm glad I boarded out 4 counter spells. Oh, here comes Magda. They had the whole thing. They could have made 2 treasures there, like tap Magda to give this flying and then attack with this. I take 2 and they get 2 treasures. Maybe that's just not important to the deck and I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm willing to believe that. Let's brainstorm. There's no removal spells in here and I'm brainstorm locked, so that's going to be that, as they say. But I will attack with my creatures. Yep, easily just accept the damage I've offered them. Here's Voice of Resurgence. And they make 2 treasures in the end step. That's a freebie. Let's just see how I die. There could be some fun here left in this game. Let's at least let them show off their crazy deck. I know Eric Virgo at 9th on Breakers on Twitter did a lot of work on this dwarf combo deck in Modern. Bloodfire Dwarf. Deals 1 to each creature without flying. Checkmate. All my creatures are bigger than that, but yours aren't. They can't just make 5 treasures and go get a dragon right now, though. Looks like that's the plan. Swarmy Yard, yes. This deck is great. Just taps to regenerate target creature in your deck, for the most part. Changeling costs 1, they sack a treasure, and then tap it right away to make another treasure. Yep, here comes the dragon. Which one is it? Or artifact, I should say. Could be anything. Sundering Titan? Okay. 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 I'm dead. I am dead. This deck. Okay. Definitely Ethersworn Canonist is better than Gaddock Teague. I'm going to make that change. Changes I made right away after the league. Replace the Gaddock Teague and Lavinia with 2 Ethersworn Canonists. Get Deafening Silence in here as well. That's just a dope white card that probably should be in the deck because a lot of what we're doing is creatures. I still like the Flusterstorms for the spell-based combos. I turned the 4 Prismatic Ending into 3 ending 2 Plow. I cut another card to make a 5th removal slot and diversified with Plow and Ending. Sometimes you're going to need to remove an Ensnaring Bridge or some random permanent, so I still like Ending more than Plow, but being instant speed and being clean, that would have helped in a number of our matchups here. I'm not completely sold on Daze. Like, picking up my lands kind of hurt, and fetching Savannah, like, sometimes you just want Savannah, and Daze is really bad with that. I added a second Savannah, by the way, cut the basic forest. Here's what I'm going to do. Daze is out, Flusterstorms into the main deck. I just think that's a better counterspell for what the deck wants to do anyway. Because if you are in a fair matchup where people are trying to remove your shit, those decks, like the Bant decks, the Bant control decks, and decks with Lightning Bolt and stuff, play around Daze anyway. So Flusterstorm is probably going to give a better bang for your buck, while also being a more potent main deck card. Now I got 3 sideboard slots to fill out here. I'm going to occupy those spots with 3 Meddling Mages, at least for now. Like, obviously, I just played against 5 combo decks in a row, so I'm a little bit recency bias on how stacked I want to be for combo hate, but I think Hate Bears, like, you should be able to play an interesting combat-based match against people who are playing fair, but the combo decks you just don't really have a great plan against, so stacking up against them I think is a reasonable thing to do. I can't really think of like a sweeper for the deck. Like, Engineered Explosives is going to obliterate you basically no matter what. Like 1 and 2, and even some 0s with the tokens between Pongify and Voice of Resurgence. Like 0, 1, and 2 are all like kind of bad for you. I guess you don't really have 2s you care about. 0 and 1 are bad for you, which means that like Elves, Delver, the sort of places you'd want in Engineered Explosives don't make sense. So I think sticking to the white removal, just 1-for-1 removal, makes sense on top of the Pongifys for emergency removal, which you really don't want to use this as a removal. That's as far as I can take this deck after playing 5 rounds with it. I hope this was a fun watch, even though we didn't do a lot of winning, but that's okay. Some of them were close, some of them were not. And we beat Doomsday, which is like the second best deck in Legacy right now. So scoreboard on that. I'm not going to take too much. It's not going to hurt my feelings too bad losing to Dwarf combo. Like, nope, didn't plan for Dwarf combo. You got me real good there. So is what it is. Kevin, thank you for sharing this. It's a really cool, tricksy little deck. Hopefully there is room for tricksy little decks in Legacy when you can pick your spot and tune your deck to beat your expected metagame. And when you get paired against decks you didn't expect, you're just going to lose. It happens. That's magic. Thank you all for watching. Leave in the comments any ideas you could have to improve this deck. I'm sure Kevin will read them. I'll check them out too. I am very interested. Thank you, Kevin, for the deck. Everyone remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.